Rings are a good thing to collect. A broken heart? And we're back. We are back from, I don't know where we are back from. We are continually streaming from My Delicious Deli. We have been here since, oh my goodness, 10 o'clock this morning. We are at 7036 West Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. We are on the southwest corner of Palmetto Park and Powerline Road, across the street from Publix in the parking lot. We are here until 8 o'clock tonight. Come on down, have some dinner, happy hour, have a snack, anything you want to do, or just come by and say hello, join the fun. We started with the Brooklyn Cafe from 12 to 2, and we have segued into different promotional spots, different vendors that we work with, and then tonight we go into our evening shows starting at 6 o'clock p.m. We have Janice Sass with us. Janice Sass Promotions is what I want to call you, but I'm not sure if you have...
Janice's New Venues.
Janice's New Venues. Welcome back, Janice.
Thank you very much.
We've been having fun. You've been with us all day.
I have been. It's been a great pleasure.
Can you see my wand? We have Andrea Honisberg in the house, the goddess of henna. There is more glitter here. I'm telling you,
It's been fun.
My husband is not a fan of glitter.
Oh, well.
When I go home tonight and there's glitter all over our house and all over the bed, it's all good. At least I know it's going to stay on for 4 hours. I love this. I think it was the first wand Andrea did. Andrea joined us on the Brooklyn Cafe last week, and she did this incredible dream catcher on someone's back.
Oh,
It took her an
fabulous.
hour, but oh my goodness, it was absolutely fabulous.
She's very talented.
And I know you got a special treat, Janice.
I sure did. I have an angel on my...
You have a fairy on your left shoulder.
Yes.
I think she's a fairy angel. She's beautiful.
Yes, and that's in honor of the White Party coming up, and I'll be going around town showing everybody the angel from Andrea Honigsberg.
So tell us about Janice's New Venues.
Janice's New Venues is my new event page on Facebook. I always was a party girl. I always wanted to dress up in my mother's clothes. So I said to myself, when I finish my career as a counselor, I'm going to make parties because it's fun.
What kind of counselor were you?
I was a guidance counselor in a school system, in a high school, and then in a middle school.
In Florida?
No, in New York for over 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I have
So
a
that
back-
wasn't party enough. You decided it's party time.
I still partied at night. I was always social director. Everyone would call me and say, so where are we going and what are we doing? And
So you're here now doing parties. You're doing event venues.
yes, I am.
Private parties as well as corporate public venues.
Exactly. And theme parties, a lot of theme parties.
So next Wednesday is the Brooklyn Cafe 1-year anniversary
Wow.
party. We are be on remote. We will be all day. Party time. We've got an anniversary cake coming. I'm sure we'll have some more surprises along the way. Freddie is always known to be one of surprising us, so I have no idea what he's got lined up.
That
We'll
sounds
have
like
Andrea
fun.
will be in house with us. She'll be doing tattoos. We've got Tweety Cats will be with Specky. She'll be doing a book signing of Specky and his magical optical glasses.
Nice.
You will be there.
I'll be there.
And rolling from Wednesday the 21st. Oh, and we have Teas and Tiaras from Teas for Humanity and Don DeMarco Sparkle of Life. So all the proceeds from their fashion show from Teas and Tiaras and Bling will go back to a charity of their choice. You will be there promoting your event on Friday the 23rd.
That's right.
Tell me about your venue.
My venue is going to be the Hot Solstice Summer White Party. Dress in your hottest white attire, and there will be great prizes from Dawn,
From the Brooklyn Cafe
And the
and,
Brooklyn
New Dawn
Cafe.
Media and Amp2 TV Productions.
right? And they're going to give some airtime to promote your business, which will be one of the prizes. I have a gift card from this particular restaurant, My Delicious Deli, that will be presented to another winner.
Fabulous.
Right? And Andrea has asked to also be involved. I've invited her to come and do some henna tattoos for you, and she's going to donate her a tattoo as one of the gift prizes as well. So don't miss it. We have a hot band of It Takes Two. They play top 40 and more, and dress white, chic, hot. That is the way to go.
White, chic, and hot.
And City Pub is
White,
a-
chic, and hot. I'm there. You coming? Where? White, chic, and hot.
It's going to be the fun party of the summer, so do not miss it.
June 23rd at City Pub in Deerfield. It is off of 10th and Federal.
That's
Southwest
correct.
10th. It is on the northeast corner of 10th and Federal, right next to Costume World.
Exactly.
I found it on Saturday night where
Yeah.
I met you, which was a great venue.
In the same parking lot as Luigi's, but at the opposite end.
So all white. What time?
We're starting at 8 o'clock. Come earlier. They have fantastic dinners. I can't say too much more because we're in a restaurant.
Exactly.
And look for the white and silver balloons. Will be decorated to the hilt.
Janice's new venue.
My new venue. Thank you.
Friday, June 23rd at City Pub. Come out and join the fun. Any questions, you can contact us at AMP. What is our AMP phone number? 866-224-5422. See, I really need a teleprompter. All right, Janice, and we will see you next Wednesday at
Thank
our
you. Thank you so
one-year
much.
anniversary party.
Fabulous. Looking
Thank you.
forward. Thank you.
We're going to bring up Andrea Honesberg. We're going to do a henna tattoo on set. Welcome, Felice Minkin. Then we're going to bring you up. We're going to keep rolling. Keep going. All right, thanks, Janice.
Thank you.
We're going to bring Andrea up. I'm going to slide down. You guys are going to come over here so we can get the right camera angle. How far down am I going? You want one more?
Just be very careful.
I will.
Very careful.
I gotta watch all your wires too. Okay.
Just don't fall. You got no issue.
That's okay. I won't fall. I promise.
You ready?
Yes. Okay.
Goodness. We just keep rolling going. You know what, Freddie, this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Women's Expo. This reminds me of the Stem Cell Summit. This reminds me of We Go Live all day. This is the longest day ever? No, that's June 22nd. That's coming up. That's what Bree Gordon
remove
is
my
doing
hair
her
in the way,
event, the
right?
longest day ever for Alzheimer's research. You know, we should talk about that. Bree's event,
Thank
the
you.
longest day.
Okay.
I don't have any info.
It's going to be next Thursday. I believe it's a karaoke venue. With
I just keep my arms
maybe
still.
we'll talk about it.
Jesse's gonna be
A judge?
judge.
Fantastic.
Actually, even be better if you just leave it
They
to
didn't
your
ask
side,
us.
so that way.
They
Okay.
did ask you.
That's how you
Freddie's going to be to judge the longest day ever. This is the longest day ever?
They did, but I still
You a little tired? I don't know why you're tired. Gio should be tired. You ready?
He's
Okay.
21.
All right, we are still rolling. We are on a special segment. I'm going to call this a segment of the Brooklyn Cafe because we are still live streaming at My Delicious Deli at 7036 West Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. We are here since breakfast, actually. Breakfast, lunch. I'm moving into happy hour in about 36 minutes. And then we've got dinner at My Delicious Deli. So come out and join the fun. We are live streaming. We have 2 more shows coming up from 6 to 7 and then 7 to 7:30. But in the meantime, we have Andrea Honesberg with us doing a henna tattoo.
Hello.
Welcome, Andrea. Again, you did a beautiful job on my.
That was
I might have
amazing.
to turn this way, but I love my wand, and we just saw Janice's fairy that you're doing.
Yes, and now I'm doing a heart, hearts used to be so hard for me to draw. I'm so surprised. I had to draw it out on paper first. Because it's a broken heart too, so you want the pieces to match.
Well, I find that really interesting. Why she even wants a broken heart.
Because it's going to say half of my heart is in heaven.
Oh, okay. So you've really designed a whole
I
piece
did.
right now.
Yeah, we talked about it. We
You've
designed
talked it through. You have a mission and a message of what you're doing. Tell us about what product is in the henna, that wand that you use.
So this wand, actually my good friend mixed it for me. We both share the recipe from Henna Caravan. You can find it online or Facebook, Henna Hub. And they tell you what to mix in it. So it's organic henna powder, lavender oil, organic lavender oil, lemon juice, and sugar. You can use eucalyptus oil or kaput also. If you guys ever have any questions on mixing your own paste, let me know. Message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I can help you mix your henna paste.
Andrea at the Goddess of Henna. So you've been here all day. You've been
Yeah.
doing Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about all the creations you did. You did a Harry Potter theme
That one was
symbol.
amazing.
What was that you did?
Oh my gosh, Harry Potter fans don't hate me. I think it's the Deathly Hallow,
Okay.
or whatever it is. It's with the triangle and the circle, and she was so excited. And I got so many messages. So there's a lot of Harry Potter fans out there. I was actually watching Harry Potter last night, but I'm not that hardcore of a fan.
And Andrea is available to do private venues. What I find so special about Andrea is often we tell our kids to follow the path of conventionality. Law school, medical school, business school, things that you think are going to be the safe, prosperous careers. And Andrea, like my daughter Andrea, followed her heart and follows her path in creativity and art.
Yes.
And if you follow your passion, the work comes, everything comes to life, and you live your dream.
It all comes together at the end of the day. Doing henna opened up when at first I started belly dancing, and then I got into henna tattoos, and that got me into yoga, and then that got me into massage, and now I'm going to acupuncture school. So I do
Wow.
believe that if you follow your heart, it'll all just work out.
The Holistic Center. Do you know Felice? Because
Yes.
I met you through Felice, but I don't know if you had ever met with Andrea. At
Yes.
Jordana's Belly.
Yes.
So often I come up with these funky ideas
Yeah,
of
know
who
the
I'd like
name.
to bring onto the Brooklyn Cafe, and I reach out to my network of people, and they find them. And Felice Minkin, and that's how I got the phone number, was from you. When you
Thank
came
you.
on with Jacqueline from Juice Buzz, and I said, you know what, next
I
we
watched
need is a
that.
henna artist. And here comes Andrea, and we just keep moving it forward in our network of people. And you're here to watch our next segment coming up at 6
Yes.
o'clock.
Yes.
And you are
Medical
a
shop.
headhunter?
Yes. Comp Resource Group.
Comp Resource. What type of headhunting do you do?
We
Not
do-
like headhunting, but
No, not
business.
that kind. More of a recruiter. We place doctors, nurses, anesthesiologists, psychiatrists all over the country. People that want to be relocated or anything of that nature.
It's so interesting because healthcare has changed drastically.
It's amazing.
It's drastically changed, and I know since when we started here, my husband's a physician, when he worked with a headhunter that placed him, now so many corporations are taking over medical practices. They're
All being
merging
bought
with
out,
hospitals. They're being
merging.
bought out. And that has evolved. Originally, many medical practices were owned by hospital corporations, and then they were let go or they were sold back out.
Right.
And 20 years pass, and now we come back again. So everything old is new again.
And what's happening now, a lot of the hospitals, what they're doing is they have their own recruiters. And they deal with outside contingent agents, and it just takes forever for anybody to be placed. So we usually place in about 60 days.
Really?
And we guarantee it for a year. So if that candidate leaves or whatever the case may be, we're going to replace it.
What's the name of your company that you work with?
Comp Resource Group.
Comp Resource Group, and the phone number? She doesn't know the number, but we're going to look it up. It's
I don't
Comp
call my
Resource
number.
Group. She didn't know. We just put her on the spot. She really just came to
Yes.
watch and get a henna. But when you come live,
I
shoot
came for
with
the
us.
medical show, but here I am.
But when you come early for medical show, you never know where you're going to end up. And you
Next,
get a
they're going to
henna
dye my
tattoo.
hair.
You're going to get a henna tattoo. We're going to promote
dye your
another
hair with
event.
no. I've done that once. I think it
We're
was
going to
purple.
go to a party. I love all the glitter. There's so much glitter everywhere.
Much glitter.
There's glitter all over the table.
How long
Barry,
do they last?
I leave glitter where
how long is this going
How
to
long do
last?
they last?
it lasts a week to 2 weeks depending on your skin and how long you leave the henna paste on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the henna goes in the wand, and Andrea just sits here and she's drawing on her hand. You've been doing tattoos all day.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but you can. I did a little jewelry piece on my hand.
Giovanni, I think it's time for you to get a henna. It says Sabrina Smiles.
Aw.
Sabrina Smells. Can you tell we've been working a long day? Sabrina Smiles. It'll be a typo. But Andrea's been working so hard. How's your broken heart going?
It's going good. Now I'm going to write the words, half my heart is in heaven. And this is actually, lately I've been getting a lot of memorial tattoos.
Yeah. This is for my nephew, Tommy. We lost 2 years ago suddenly.
And
My
that's
sister's son.
and that's how Freddie met you.
That's
was
how I met Freddie, so I think everything happens for a reason.
You met Freddie.
And that's how I got to meet you.
because it was through Sarah
Yes.
Spiritual.
She was fabulous, by
And
the
you
way.
had called in, or you were trying to call in and trying back and forth to get the information.
Right. And we were texting back and forth, chatting.
And that's how you met, and that's how you're here and talk about medical recruiting.
She wants me to sit still.
It's very
Good
hard.
luck with that one.
When Andrea first came on our show, I said, you can do my hand. It's just, you're not going to keep your hand still because people talk with their hands and you keep going. And we're going to keep talking until she gets the wording on because I want everyone to see this on air. And Andrea is available for private parties. You also do bellies, pregnancy bellies.
I love doing pregnancy bellies, Indian weddings, Moroccan weddings, regular weddings, bridal showers, birthday parties, any type of celebration. I'm there.
The goddess of henna is not the most perfect name.
It's incredible.
Love the
With
name.
such a great support system, when you're creative, like Andrea, we say, "Oh, make a
Pregnancy
sign,"
bellies.
and the
What
sign
do you do in
comes.
pregnancy belly?
Join us here,
It
and
can
she
be
comes.
symbolic. You can draw a tree, a Ganesha, flowers. It's a fertility ceremony.
For what, the wedding?
Pregnancy belly. Glad we're not doing that today.
No, we're not.
We're not doing that today.
We are not doing a
We're not doing
pregnancy
that
belly
today.
here today, but we are live streaming at My Delicious Deli. Come on down and have some fun. Join us for dinner. Felice Minkin's going to be coming up and joining me on set. She doesn't know it yet. Felice, you're going to be health coaching? You're going to come do a set? Sure. Felice has also hosted the medical show that you're coming to watch.
Oh, okay.
You and Your Doctor, sponsored by All County Home Health Care. And that's going to be airing at 6 o'clock tonight. We had Norma G. from Community Connections. We had Alicia Curry from Live Your Audacious Life. We've had a full day.
Sounds like it.
Alicia. Unleash Your Audacious Life. I thought you were saying her name was Unleash. No, her name was Alicia Unleash. Oh my goodness. And we segued all from yesterday. Oh my goodness, what a day. Tomorrow, actually, the Brooklyn Cafe, we are live streaming at the
How's it
Jacobson
looking?
Food Pantry for Rails Jewish Family Services. It is a food pantry that is open for those in need of food. There are actually pallets of leftover food from Passover, matzah, matzah meal, matzah farfel, gefilte fish. If you know any organizations that are looking for food, we were even trying to send it over to Haiti and feed a nation. Just give Rails Jewish Family Services a call at 561-852-3369 is the food pantry. You can find us tomorrow as we're live streaming from the food pantry on the Brooklyn Cafe or again at AMP2 TV. Give Rails a call. If you want to reach their general number, they have incredible resources they're offering from return to work for veterans, for women returning to the workplace, for millennials going back to work from college and getting reinvested in themselves and helping with resume building and finding job opportunities. They work with women in need. They work with seniors. They have Kibitz and Ride if you need a ride someplace. They have shopping venues. They have so many resources through Rails Jewish Family Services. And you do not have to be Jewish to receive their services. It is open to the community.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Their number is 561-852-3333, and we will be with Danielle Hartman tomorrow. How are
I
we
can see
doing?
it.
All right, we need you to turn
I have
so
to
we can
turn.
take
Okay.
a shot of that. Freddie, can you see? We're done with that
Can you
tattoo.
see
The tattoo, the henna tattoo.
No glitter. On
She did not want glitter, so that's in.
Why should I put some glitter? I put some glitter.
Do you know what that heart
Put some
is?
silver.
Do you know why?
Gold. Only gold.
It's in memorial to her
some
nephew
glitter.
when you met her
All right, we're
through
gonna do
Sarah
glitter.
Spiritual. So half is for her and half is for her nephew.
Yes. That's how I met you.
All right, everyone, stay
All right, we're doing
tuned.
glitter. We're doing gold.
We're gonna put on some glitter. Andrea, where can people find you again?
People can find me on Instagram, Goddess of Henna, one word on Instagram. And on Facebook, I am Goddess of Henna. I have a page and a website, goddessofhenna.com.
I love all the
Instagram
creativity.
is my best way to reach
Instagram
me.
is?
Instagram all the way. I just got on Facebook last week, so
Are you kidding?
still up and coming.
The goddess of henna. And now you are covered with glitter as well. All right, everyone, it's now been a glitter shower. Gio,
Let's see.
you are your father's son.
Okay, now I'm gonna show it to you with the glitter. It's nice.
That is beautiful.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Now you have to tell me how I don't make this come off. No oil, no.
We're gonna let that dry, and it
Okay.
just peels off. All right, thank you.
Thank you so
Enjoy.
much. Okay. Oh, you're welcome.
Felice
Yeah, wait.
Minkin. I said, come on down. You are the next contestant on Glitter Everywhere. At least he smiles. We've got glitter everywhere. I'm telling you, it's time for happy hour. Shall I move down, Gio? Yes. You stay there. No, I think he likes his camera angle better.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Hi.
Hey, Felice.
It's fun
Get
here.
closer to the mic.
Okay.
So I'm your fill-in. I'll play your wubby like I played Leslie's wubby.
That sounds good. I know we love her.
We love Leslie Harrington. If you're watching us, we miss you.
We miss you.
I
We'll
can't
have to
do
do
quite
a
as
rain
well
check.
as you do, but you guys had a great show last night.
It was so fun.
Quality Living with
Yeah.
Leslie was last night at WWNN 95.3 FM and 1470 AM. You talked about so many great things.
We did. We were talking about self-care was the big thing that we got into because we were inspired by my workshop that I just did over the weekend.
So I'm going to reverse roles with you
Okay.
and let you talk to me about self-care in your workshop.
Okay. I didn't bring any notes with me, but basically self-care in the workshop. Well, the reason the conversation of self-care comes up is because as women mostly we get uncomfortable saying no or taking care of ourselves, especially as moms or working women or both, where we are trained from previous generations to take care of other people, and that we're called sweet and great and
A martyr.
a martyr, whatever, and we are loved for it and accepted for it, and we get attention for it, and we get a lot out of it. And then what happens a lot of times, people are depleted, and what's happening these days, people are getting depleted to the point of it's really affecting their health. So it's whether it's fatigue or it's thyroid or it's adrenal or digestive issues. It is, your bodies are talking. Everybody's bodies are talking, and it's time for us to listen.
There's so much going on with that, with adrenal fatigue, with thyroid disease,
Thyroid.
with autoimmune disease, with diabetes. We had Norma G had someone talking about the alkalinity in water. Everything is leading to everything else.
Right.
And you're like the hamster on the wheel.
We
You just
are.
keep chasing the next thing, and then you have to back up and say, you know what, my body can heal itself, but we have to get some of those toxins out. We have to self-care.
Right. We have to do self-care, and we have to work it from both ends. I think what's happening is a lot of times we are getting caught up in this diet and that diet and a lot of fat and not a lot of fat and watch the sugar and carbs are bad and all of this stuff. But what about the inner game? What about what's going on in the inside? You can't have one without the other.
We
So-
even talked about carb-free diets. Now, many of us think we got to go off carbs, we're going to gain weight, we need to lose weight. That's not necessarily
Not
the best
necessarily
thing that
bad.
happens.
You go carb free and you can really mess up your thyroid in a big way in a short time.
Why is that?
I'm just doing the research on it now, and I don't have my brain completely wrapped around it, but the thyroid is reacting in a negative way from the low carbs. So I'll get back to you on exactly why. It's very scientific, and
It's so interesting because we often have symptoms, and I want to say as a woman only because I know symptoms as a woman, and you think I'm gaining weight. So the first thing you say is I'm going to cut back on
cut
carbs,
back on the carbs.
and that doesn't work. So you
No.
say now what do I do? Then you try a cleanse, and that doesn't work.
And
but
then
by
you think
that
it's
point,
candida, and then the candida can give you a lot of the same symptoms, whether it's brain fog and bloating and headaches and joint pain and anything in your body can be candida. So you think, okay, that must be the core issue. So let's go on a candida diet. So candida diet, of course, we don't want to feed the bad bugs. So we cut out all of these carbs, including butternut squash, sweet potatoes, complex
carbs that you can use.
Even and what happens? You start losing muscle mass and your body starts contracting. It's a contractive energy, and your thyroid doesn't know what to do with it. It can't process the T3 to T4, T4 to T3, and you're messed up. And you don't
and
know why.
Realize
And you
it
think
because
you're
all
doing
you're
everything
trying to do
right.
basically is lose weight. Because in our most basic concept as women, we think 5 more pounds.
Yeah.
And those 5 more pounds, by you cutting everything back, you throw your thyroid into just crazy.
Crazy.
Because your thyroid regulates hormones. And by the time you chase all of these symptoms, you haven't lost the weight, you've gained the weight, you're tired, you're forgetful, you've had every symptom, and now you need to supplement.
Yeah, and then you keep going into more things that you're trying to do, but what about the basics of self-care? What about the basics of stopping? Just stopping
Well,
and
let's talk
sitting
about
for a
the
moment.
basics of self-care.
You know, so it's as simple, sometimes it's as simple as saying no. No is a complete sentence. And it's one of the
No
most
is a
it's one of the most difficult ones that we can say. I know I've experienced it. I've practiced saying no more often. It's actually on my vision board for 2017.
Really?
This is the year of saying no. It's the year of saying yes too. But when you say no, you're making room for the better yeses. And I've done it, and then I've gone into a panic attack after. Like, oh my God, did I do the right thing? And you think about
Well, then
it.
you fall into the guilt.
It's so uncomfortable.
Should I really go back and say yes? Should I rethink it? Did I do something wrong?
Right.
Did I offend somebody? Probably not.
No. So then I use my yoga training and meditation training to help people get back into themselves, to listen to your heart and to your gut. 90% of your serotonin is produced in your gut.
Which is your happy hormone.
That's your happy hormone. It's always announced or publicized as a hormone in your brain, which it is, but 90% is in your gut. So I like to train people and myself to listen to my gut and listen to my heart. So in this workshop, we took a few moments to do an exercise. Left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. We did it
Left hand
last
on your heart, right hand on your belly.
belly, and then we put both feet on the floor to ground.
It's not easy when you're short for your feet to even reach the
Right,
ground.
we have to sit forward on the chair. Exactly, we're like Lily Tomlin.
People laugh, but often,
Right?
right? Think about that. Your feet don't even touch the ground
No.
when you're at a restaurant.
I know, it's crazy. And then we just breathe and we feel, and usually we close our eyes so we can really feel where we're at.
So interesting because
then we
very
ask-
rarely do we even put your hand on your heart to feel.
Unless you're in my yoga classes.
And I'm looking at Andrea because I know you're a yoga teacher as well. Unless you truly stop and feel it beating.
Right?
The
And
only
then
time you do is when you've had too much caffeine.
Right. And then we ask, what is it that I need right now? What is it that I need to be, think, or do right now? Or what is it that I need to relax? And after a couple of breaths, when you're able to get quiet, the messages will come. And if they don't come then, they will come. So it's a practice.
Being aware of what's coming to you and seeing the signs. And I was talking to Leslie about that the other day. She recently lost her dad. And she said she sees her parents and so many symbols and signs that are coming forward, which I think are all around us always. But you need to be in tuned and present to recognize what it is that's coming forward.
You need to be willing to see it. I think a lot of times our survival mode is to keep going and going, and that has its place. But then at some point we have to come back around to ourselves. And it might mean having somebody to lean on and allowing yourself to be vulnerable in the right situation. Choose the right people to be vulnerable with. Maybe it's your coach or a friend or the right relative. And sometimes it's really just about taking some time, and it doesn't have to be a 30-minute meditation or an hour. It can be 5 minutes or 3 minutes. Even 1 minute on your phone, set the timer, it will make a difference.
Well, let me ask you this. When people say, I need to reassess, and we go into summer, and now I'm going to shift to the business model of what we do. We're in summer in South Florida, and our season is over. And people are now you know what, I'm going to pull back and reassess.
Perfect.
Now, Freddie and I go the other way. We say, well, everyone else is pulling back, we're going forward. Because when September, October comes, we don't want to restart up. We just want to keep going through the peanut butter till it's smooth and we're just go. We're going, Freddie.
Right.
We don't want to pull back, but many of the people you hear say, you know what? I need to pull back. I need to restructure. Do you need to restructure for 3 months?
Well, I think it's different for everybody. There's not a cookie cutter thing. I think that it depends on your intention. You and Freddie have a clear vision of where you're going, what you want to do. You've no reason to sit back and wait. So that's why you're able to move forward. But some people maybe get to a point where they're suddenly hitting obstacles and the world is showing to them, whoa, I'm not moving forward, I don't know why. That's the time when it maybe instead of pushing against what's going on in life, you take a step back and you go with it. And
Or
you listen.
To me, you find another way. You walk around and you go, all right,
Yeah.
you can tell we've
Yeah.
been doing this a long time. If
Yeah.
it's not going to work this way, then let's just pivot and prioritize and
Pivot.
try it that way.
I love that.
Pivot and prioritize.
Yes. I was just listening to a podcast about pivoting. There's a woman who wrote a book, and it was something, pivot is in the title. and
So
it's
Heather
exactly
Monahan,
that.
who's one of the VPs of Beasley Media, I got that from her. It's all about her shoes. And pivot and prioritize. So what we think is important now might not be important in 30 minutes or
Right.
tomorrow. Instead of stopping, just pivot.
And to
and
me,
figure out
that's
what you
yoga
need.
off the mat.
Okay.
Because that is not forcing, that's allowing. the universe is pushing you in a certain direction, or your circumstances in your life are pushing you in a certain direction. And instead of pushing back, saying it's supposed to be this way, I was planning it this way, instead you're becoming flexible and you're saying, okay, what's here for me?
Oh my gosh.
What is coming? What is growing out of this?
You have to be flexible. And as we do our show, and you know how I met you and how
Yeah.
everything just grows, and you've introduced me to so many incredible people, and then our network goes the other way. Today we had 2 women on that have a foundation, Run and Rock, and it's to promote awareness and raise education for abuse from childhood to college as an adult, men and women, boys and girls. The statistics are alarming. And never have we covered that on any of our shows because it's such a sensitive topic, but yet it's a critical topic to address. And in our audience, there was someone who shared with me a story yesterday of her child abuse. And never would I have ever put these 3 women together because it would have never connected. However, they connected here, and how serendipitous that they were here. So
Right.
it's just
It's
about
perfect.
looking at the mind shift and saying, wow, you are all here for a reason.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason is, we're all here.
Right, and you might not know the reason right away, but when you go with life and you say yes to life and say no to what doesn't feel good and trust yourself, you're on the right path.
Except if you're saying no to fear. And that's, so let's talk about if it doesn't feel good versus fear.
You're right. That is a really fine
There's
line.
a fine line, right?
There's a fine line. I think that's where you take that moment, you take that quiet time and you listen to your heart, and then you also talk to trusted people, because you know when you're acting in fear. You know when it's like if you get quiet enough, you will feel that expansion, but it's like excitement and fear. And then when you know that something's not right, you feel contracted and you feel almost disgusted, or that might be a strong word, but you feel kind of like icky. And it can be really slightly different from each other.
If you're right. If you get present, you think about what it is. If you're in a situation and you know it just does not serve you,
Yeah.
and you can move on, you move on. If you're acting in fear of, I can't go forward, and you're fearful of it, then I always say go faith before fear.
Feel the fear and do it anyway. And so sometimes a great one-liner is, I'll get back to you. To give yourself that time. We don't have to answer right away. That's the people-pleasing thing. That's the old paradigm that we don't have to do anymore.
Yeah, let me think about it. Let me get back to you.
Yeah, and that's fair to you, and it's honest to them. Where, if it's not right for you, it's not going to be right for them either. They might not know it at the time. They might not know it, but usually you look back later and it wasn't good for them. Even something little like maybe you made plans with somebody and then you suddenly really don't want to go. Have you ever noticed you'll be like, I think I'm going to have to cancel. I don't feel right. And then the other person goes, oh, that's pretty good anyway.
We don't want to go anyway.
Yeah, I needed to relax, or this came up. And usually, so, when we're in touch with that, we're in the flow. But it's really not about pleasing the other person, because like what I teach in my classes or with clients, you have nothing to give if your cup is empty. So you need to fill up your cup. So
Fill your cup first.
Fill up your
Not so
cup.
that it runneth over, then just get a bigger cup.
Get a bigger cup,
Just get
and
a
then you
bigger
can
cup.
share it. And then you can share. But if your cup is empty, you have nothing to share.
So Felice is a wellness coach, a health and wellness coach, which we did not even get into, but you do classes, you've got private clients, you're
Yes.
also a graphic designer,
Yes.
yoga, meditation. You've got some exciting things coming up this summer. You're working on a retreat.
I do. I'm working on a retreat with Julia, who I met through you, and she's really amazing. She's so smart, and she helps women entrepreneurs accelerate their business. And we are going to bring balance. We're partnering up together to bring in the meditation element and the self-care element so that we could be well-rounded, powerful business women.
How can people find you if they want health coaching, they want information on this retreat? It's going to be a local retreat, I believe, in July, hopefully in July.
Actually, I think we're pushing it out to
September,
September.
that's what I'd
We
heard.
have a
I
little
was
more
hoping, okay.
We have a little more detail to do, and we want it to be right. So it looks like it's going to be September, but you can find me on byfelicewellness.com or by Felice on Facebook, and by Felice Wellness, on Facebook. And we can talk about it. I can give details as they come. And you can look for me this summer. I don't have dates yet, but I will be posting on my Facebook page. I am doing some work with Tooney's Grocery, which is a health food store in Fort Lauderdale and Coral Springs
right?
and Palm Beach Gardens. And I'll be doing some free workshops, little short baby workshops. There'll be shortened versions of my long workshops. So you can talk to me and ask any of your health questions and listen to some good information.
Maybe we should put a mini workshop on one of our shows.
Yeah.
Why not? At least you heard me.
It'll be a lot of fun. You
I
know,
think-
it's really nice. We had women that were sharing with each other their experiences, and it's so touching and amazing.
It is all about
It
sharing
really is.
experiences. And because you never go through this alone, although you feel alone until you see the network that is available to you, no one should ever do this alone.
No, and we have things in common. Then some of us are further along in certain areas, and some of us are further along in other areas, and then we complement each other. And as we shared experiences, we shared yoga poses. So we brought in the breathing meditations, pranayama, and we did yoga just a little bit, and a lot of talking and some worksheets. And it's nice because you leave with some new tools and awareness.
New tools in your toolbox. Even if you just get one and you find a new friend, it's all worth it.
It's all worth it.
By FeliceWellness.com.
Yes,
Thank
.com.
you, Felice. You'll see
Thank
Felice more
you.
on the Brooklyn Cafe. She joined
Thank
us on
you.
set as often as we can have her. She was on Quality Living with Leslie yesterday, Leslie Harrington show. You can find Leslie as well as a diabetes paraprofessional. Even as health coaches and life coaches, everyone has their niche.
Yep,
And everyone works together.
she's great.
All right, everyone, we're going to
you.
take a quick break and then resume in a few minutes. We'll be right back.